Yes, everybody, welcome back to Chasing the Target. We're reviewing day 2 of the India versus Australia first test match, the Border Gavaskar Trophy, and it was Rohit Sharma scoring 120. It was the Rohit show today. An excellent innings on a tough pitch. He batted superbly well and backed up by Jadeja and Akshar Patel, who said, this pitch is going to cause left-handers trouble. Both Akshar and Jadeja batting at the same time in a partnership and making it look easy, but it's all set up by that man, Rohit Sharma, man. What an innings. Outstanding. Played with, the utmost class. When there was wickets falling at the other end, there was a period where Australia were back in the game, when the likes of Pujara, Virat Kohli, Ashwin, they all got out. At that time, there was pressure on Rohit Sharma, but he continued to bat on. His defense was solid, and then, he played his shots as well. When he got support from Jadeja, it made it a bit easier. Yeah, he fell after tea, but, by then he set up the platform, and it allowed Jadeja and Akshar to score some runs, put pressure on Australia. He tired the Australian bowlers as well, Rohit Sharma. And who says he's a flat track bully? Mr. Rohit Sharma, first 100 in English swinging conditions, and now in turning conditions in India. He's put up 100. It was an absolute batting clinic, a brilliant innings from Rohit Sharma, and he's set up the game. India, right now in the driver's seat, they're 321 for 7, lead by 144. They're going to win this game. I don't see anything other than a win for India. Australia, at times, I felt that they were good and, they got back into the game, but they lacked a extra bowler. They should have gone with the 5 bowlers, whether that was Ashton Agar or Swepson. They should have definitely, played an extra bowler. You could see that their bowlers got tired, and काफी टाइम तक there were periods एकदम से they looked flat, and that's where I think ये extra bowler होना चाहिए था ऑस्ट्रेलिया को, because it gives your premier bowlers a bit of a rest. It keeps them fresh as well. Yes, you have Labuschagne, Smith, and part timers. Renshaw bowled a bit, लेकिन वो जो consistency रहता, like जो proper bowler लेके आएगा, he'll make sure that the pressure is still there. A part-time spinner will bowl that odd bad ball, and you saw that with India. There's a period of time where India was also struggling for wickets, and Akshar Patel came in bold. He held one in tight, and then Jadeja came back fresh and picked up 5 wickets. So I think in that way, Australia really lacked a 5th bowler. Otherwise, they bowled well in patches, and they were in the game at certain times. Joining me is my co-host right now, Mr. Faiz Tahir, probably with a smile on his face. How are you doing, sir?
I am doing all right. I mean, it's all right. It's good for now. I mean, end of the day, अच्छा था 144 की lead. आप जैसा बोले थे 150 की lead. You said it was 150 की.
India is on the driving seat, man. Your Majesty has put India at in the driver's seat and in firm control of this test.
Yeah, man. Majesty, भाई, लेकिन क्या बॉल था यार किंग का वो भाई I was so shocked to see him get out like that, man. He got suckered in, bro. कैसा घुस गया यार लेग पाउं का लेग स्टंप के बॉल को जाके छी दिया उन्हें चुपके, and then Alex Carey, man, this guy is good keeper and काफी अच्छा है, but 144 good signs तो है definitely. I mean, still I don't see that the pitch was a very big it had an influence in like patches, but it didn't have like an influence throughout the thing. Like it was playable. It wasn't like अरे भाई ये rank turner है कि भाई इधर से ईसा से मूसा जा रहा है या east से west जा रहा. I think थोड़ा बहुत it was a good pitch to even bat on. You saw the likes of Rohit Sharma in the beginning of the first session. He was batting well. Ashwin had a few good fours. Then I don't know why Kohli crumbled. The ball from Lion was fantastic to Surya Kumar. You got deceived. Welcome to the big leagues, बोला Lion. Like ये बच्चों का game नहीं है भाई. ये है real cricket. ये आप जो मारते paddle या नहीं चलता. Pujara was shocking. I didn't understand why he did what he did, but yeah, I think it was just it was a battable bit. That's why I'm not very I'm all right happy, because I still can see Australia maybe doing something damage. Agar 3 wickets ball le liye, they could like slow down the tempo of fast hitting, hallu pari khel ke maybe then set it. I don't know. I'm just thinking of other possibilities maybe.
I think Australia have a 3% chance of coming back into this game. I'll tell you why. Well, one thing is that India have an extra spinner as well. Australia, you could
Yeah.
clearly tell today कि भाई उनके bowlers थक गए थे end में when Akshar and Jadeja came to bat. They were a bowler short. They needed to play an extra bowler, and
And they had that. I mean, if you see Steve Smith, he was there on the field. He could have
But,
bowled a
but,
few
but I'll tell you
overhead.
the difference. You know, Smith and Labuschagne will have 2-3 bad balls in them in an over, or at least one bad ball in them in over. But if you play like an Ashton Agar, he'll bring that accuracy. But I don't know if Ashton Agar is at that level, you know, where you want, like a Jadeja, like a Akshar Patel level. He's not on that level. I'm 100% sure. But, you know, he bowls more than these guys. So he'll have a bit more control. And in that way, I think Australia is lacking because you saw Rohit got beaten. Smith, you know, we're talking about Kohli. Smith also dropped 2-3 catches and slipped today.
Yeah.
There were chances produced from Australia's perspective. The ball, Todd Murphy bowled exceptionally well, not just the
Exceptionally well, yeah.
he was beating the bat as well. Even in the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
section, he beat the bat. Lion in the second last delivery, catch chhod diya bhai Smith uska, Jadeja ka. So there is in the pitch, it's there and it's not. I'm telling you, there's a lot of runs. I'll be very, very surprised, in my opinion, if Australia win this test match. I'll be extremely surprised. I think right
So
now,
you're saying that they're not a lot of runs, but it's just like, getting your chances in. Like,
I feel that there are runs on offer. It's not a rank turner. You're absolutely right. Like, day one se matlab, it's not a shootout. वैसा नहीं है कि like,
Yeah,
100 पे all out हो जा रहे. वैसा बिल्कुल नहीं है. आप सही बोल रहे हैं. If you apply yourself, you can have runs, but it's not easy to bat on. It's not going to be something where you come in and just like start playing your shots. You have to settle in. And if you look at Jadeja's strike rate, yes, I know KL Rahul was 28, but Jadeja's strike rate is 38. That means he's applying himself. इतना आसान नहीं है Jadeja के लिए भी. He's actually worked very hard to get those runs. It's not simple for him either. So Jadeja, he's a stroke maker. He can play his shots if required.
But again, for Jadeja, it was also a requirement to survive, right? Because they needed him, and he couldn't probably play that because of the collapse that we had in the middle. मेरे हिसाब से अगर Jadeja की innings sum up कर रहे अपन, it was what it required. He had to play it slow as well. He was looking tired.
Allowed to play shots. मगर end में like established हो गया था partnership, right? You could have, he still got beaten in the second last ball, and that's nothing on Jadeja. That's just on the pitch. Like there is demons there. There is something there for the spinners, and I feel that
it'll
continue to break up and it'll continue to be more difficult. And this is a very valuable lead. Anything above 100, I would take. 140, matlab they're hitting 150. I think it's a perfect lead. Because Australia will need to give a target of at least 120 to 150, and that means they have to score 300. I don't see them scoring 300. पहले inning में 170 thing, and in India it's not like New Zealand, it's not like maybe Australia to a certain extent, or even England, where the pitch can be good on day 5. It's not going to happen like that unless there is some miracle happening. I don't think Australia has a way in this test.
That partnership between like Rohit Sharma and Jadeja was the main thing, like for me. Like, जिस तरीके से उन्होंने they continued on till like the third session. वो new ball आते कि फिर he got deceived at a beautiful ball, but अगर वो पारी like Rohit Sharma didn't continue, it would have been a little bit more difficult to cross the 100, 150.
Yeah, even then, you made a good point, ki bhai, when Rohit Sharma got out, there was still, the lead wasn't that big. They needed Akshar and Jadeja also.
Like 77, 80.
They could have definitely, Australia would have been back in the game if they wiped out the tail, but this is not a tail. These are proper batters. And I said this before, and some of my close friends, they didn't agree that Hardik Pandya is not the best all-rounder even in India. Ravi Jadeja, man, outstanding, bro. Five wickets, and then with the bat after such a long layoff, this guy is the best all-rounder India has right now, and he's shown that in all conditions. It's not just in India. He's shown in all conditions. He's incredible, bro. In my opinion, this guy is India's top all-rounder and one of the best in the world. He's so good, Ravindra Jadeja.
And that experience you could have clearly seen कि उन्हें इतनी जल्दी acclimatize हो गया कि 5 महीने का gap कैसे जल्दी within a span of 2 months he's filled that. वो 5 months क्रिकेट नहीं खेलना, 5 months आप सन नहीं देख के, आप 1 महीने के अंदर आप रणजी में भी आप परफॉर्म कर दिए, आप इधर भी परफॉर्म कर दिए, and that is something next level. And but again Hardik Pandya ka is the only thing is like his injuries. If he gets a consistent run of games, maybe I can see maybe not Jadeja level is something else right now, but he could be one of the potential better.
So you agree with me? Jadeja is the best all-rounder in India.
I'll agree because you can't the numbers speak against itself. Then you're just playing yourself and.
And if you remember, even in like one days, T20s, like he has knocks in New Zealand, Australia, even in test matches in Australia, he's had some incredible knocks. In England with Punt just now in the last summer, man, What a
Yeah, yeah.
partnership that was, with Rishabh Pant. So Jadeja is just on another level when it comes to all-rounders. Hello, today I saw a change in stance of Virat and he was looking comfortable also and the intent was there, but in the score matter, भाई बहुत बुरा shot खेल लिया. Legs down the leg side, अब ऐसा out
Yeah,
नहीं होना चाहिए. ना उसको अच्छा
and
ball
अगर
मिला
आप
ना
देख
ऐसा out नहीं होना
अगर
चाहिए.
आप देखो, he tried to play a poker face, he tried to be like क्या हुआ यहाँ पे बोल के लगा क्या बोल के, but then it was out, man. The minute his face was like this, and when Kohli, like, usually he's confident, like नहीं कुछ मत, when he knew it, like the minute it happened, like हाँ, क्या अच्छा, and then it was like
भाई
shut up man, खलास, you spoiled it,
अगर
चले आओ.
केएल राहुल वैसा आउट हुआ तो चिराग भाई तो लैपटॉप फोड़ देते थे, स्क्रीन फोड़ देते
वो जो
थे.
वो रोहित शर्मा का जो स्टंप पड़ा, उनका लैपटॉप उड़ता था वैसा उड़ता था.
वैसा लैपटॉप उड़ता था. वो भाई गलत शॉट खेला, नहीं खेल सकते वैसा. एंड डिसअपॉइंटिंग, यू वांट विराट कोहली टू स्कोर रन्स ऑन दीस काइंड ऑफ पिचेस. ही इज केपेबल, मैन. ही इज द बेस्ट बैट्समैन इंडिया हैज. You want him to score runs, and it was a good partnership like he could have had with Rohit Sharma over there. He'd be very
But
disappointed.
more
And
than,
felt
अच्छा चलो, कोहली का तो आप है भाईजान, like, okay, let's continue with this, because for Pujara, what he did was something shocking. Like, why would he go? तू सूर्य कुमार का भूत तेरे में कहाँ से आ गया भाई?
मैं उस पे भी आने वाला था. If you just look at the scorecard, the all-rounders, or you would say the bowler, like a more bowler-dominant personnel, scored more runs than your batters, man. Whether it is Pujara,
Yeah.
Kohli, Surya, even KS Bharat, to that extent, to that matter, that your bowlers are scoring more runs. Ashwin, he scored 23 plus. This man Jadeja, Aksar, they've hit 50s already. So it is a slight concern, but this is, if you're looking at it from the positive point of view, this is India. Like, at home somebody or the other will chip in. And wo jo left-hander ki baat aayi ki bhai wo area of the pitch is going to be deadly. They've shown that
Deadly.
bhai
They shown that.
कोई
Yeah, nothing.
कोई
It's just
टेंशन नहीं है.
all
हम
talk.
दोनों साथ
Yeah.
में लेफ्ट हैंडर्स खेल रहे हैं. यहाँ पे ऐसा लेफ्ट राइट भी है ही नहीं. You're bowling
दोनों
straight at the
सेम
left
स्टेडी
handers
से,
and no
yeah,
issues.
दोनों सेम स्टेडी से सेम स्टाइल ऑफ बैटिंग कर रहे हैं. I think it shows, like, the likes of KL Rahul and Kohli. KL Rahul made it so hard, like this pitch is like something rocket science or something.
नहीं
I
यार,
don't know why.
he played well. He played
पिंड के
well.
बाद he played well, man. My 50 बना रहा है और अक्सर वहां पे उन्हें 60 बना रहा है, इन्हें 20 पे अटका हुआ है. ऐसा लग रहा 20, ऐसा लगा 1000 ईयर से मैं वो 20 देख रहा हूँ.
मगर
1 रन
उसमें और जडेजा के स्ट्राइकर में उतना फर्क नहीं है. मैं वही तो बोल रहा हूँ
स्ट्राइक रेट में फरक नहीं है, लेकिन सिचुएशन में बहुत फर्क है. जब उसको था तो
नहीं
उसको
क्या
टेंशन
नहीं
नहीं
वो
था.
टाइम पे भी
इन्हें
नहीं.
पूरी दुनिया आपके सामने कोलैप्स हो रही, पूरे
मैं
लोग
ये
आपके सामने
आगे पे
कोलैप्स
मैं
हो
नहीं
रहे,
जाना
आप
चाह रहा हूँ फिर से. चिराग भाई गरम हो जाएंगे. मगर मैं खाली बोल रहा हूँ भाई, वो सिचुएशन भी वैसी था. यू कुड नॉट अफोर्ड टू लूज योर विकेट एंड एंड बी 40 for 4 at the end of day one. Imagine KL
But
Rahul out हो गया.
when Rohit Sharma has like reached a 40 and a 50, उसके बाद भी आपको क्या स्ट्रेस है? like, चलो एक
भाई
12
देखो,
रन तो मार दिया भाई, लेकिन इन्हें जो हारा, यहाँ पे आपका कोहली चलेगा, यहाँ पे पुजारा चलेगा, खाली एक्सप्लोजन हो रहा पीछे बैकग्राउंड में, आप चलते जा रहे like Jadeja
मगर भाई मैं बोल रहा हूँ
and he's going against his natural instinct. You only said that in the beginning. He's going against his natural instinct of
but
going
I
out and
don't.
taking
I told you again. Like his innings was important for me in this match. It was important because you're going 70 for 1 instead of 30 for 4. देखो आप देख लो मिडिल ऑर्डर क्या उखाड़े, कुछ भी नहीं उखाड़े. It was Ashwin contributed a bit. That's it. Otherwise, nobody did anything. It's the lower order who gave Rohit Sharma support. At least उन्हें खड़ा रहा कैप्टन के साथ 70 बॉल. इन लोग तो खड़े भी नहीं रहे भाई. ऐसा देखे तो मेरे लिए उसका contribution ठीक था. I'm not saying it was amazing. It was thing he should play, he should not play. I'm saying उसका contribution.
मेरे को तो लग रहा है केएल राहुल मुस्तफा को पैसे दे रहा है ऐसा बोलने, लेकिन नहीं मालूम. Things will look different when अक्सर sorry.
नहीं बोला. Things will look different when Jaddu, Aksar and Ashwin will bowl. 100%. It will look different. It'll be relentless pressure because Aksar Patel is your third spinner and like what an option to turn to. So and then it'll give Jadeja, Ashwin rest, and they'll come in and they will be relentless as well. It'll be relentless pressure. If Smith could have taken some catches, I think India would have been 240 all out. Exactly, and you cannot drop catches.
That was right. And I think at one point, every time a catch was coming to Smith, his facial expression was horrid because he was like, मैं ही कहीं को मैं like खुदा मैं ही कहीं को मेरे को कई catches आ रहे हैं. He was pressure में आ गया था उन्हें.
भाई उन्हें जो लास्ट कैच था उन्हें चिलिंग कर रहा था. He was not ready at all. उसका like he was just झुका भी नहीं बराबर. He was not prepared for that catch and he dropped it. Still I would say his 13 showed more confidence than Rahul's 20. Yeah, it did show more confidence. I agree with that, but I'm just saying in the context of the game, KL Rahul from the batters, he played an important knock. He 60-70 balls he consumed of that new ball, and he made sure there was no collapse at the start. And then you saw there was a collapse in the middle, after Ashwin got out. So That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that he
Jaddu,
didn't have. He looked confident. Rohit Sharma is just natural talent. He can bat everywhere with ease, spin and pace, and in tough conditions. A lot of
conditions.
people used to say कि भाई ने flat track बोली है, इन्हें 200 मारता है इंडिया में, जब और उसके 6 कैच ऑन ड्रॉप होते, ये होता वो होता. But bro, in England, on a seaming pitch, he scored 100. He took his time over there. It took a lot of time to score his first boundary. Over here, on a turning pitch, he made it look easy, and that's why Faiz is saying कि भाई, this is an easy pitch. It's Rohit Sharma who made it look like an easy pitch. He tired the Australian bowlers, and then he allowed Akshar and Jadeja to be aggressive and capitalize on that fatigue and everything else. And it was all Rohit Sharma, man. He made it look simple. जब KL आया,
Rohit Sharma made it look easy. Okay, I agree from his thing, but like, देखो, it was not such a deceiving pitch कि you could not understand the condition. ऐसा भी नहीं था ये pitch कि भाई इन्हें तो कुछ अलग. रोहित शर्मा, with respect, I'm saying in terms of आप जो हल्लू जो आइडिया से मेरे को मार के टिपिकल पिच तो था, but not to that extent कि आपको बिल्कुल समझ में नहीं आ रहा था. I think if Virat Kohli also stood, he would have made some runs. The thing was Rohit Sharma's intent and aggression, man. This guy KL Rahul's intent and aggression तो है नहीं भाई. वो बोलते ना, बंदा मिर्जापुर का डायलॉग था, ऊपर से गरम करते हो, उसके बाद छोड़ दे, वैसा है नहीं. KL Rahul कुछ हो रहा है इसने गरम, ना गुस्से में आके मार रहा, ना कुछ कर रहा. लाइक रोहित शर्मा, आप अक्सर जड्डू कैसे खेल रहे भाई, टेलेंडर से आपने
भाई वो तो कर रहा. आप पूरे बैटर्स को पॉइंट आउट करो, आप खाली उसको
कर रहा हूं, बट उन्हें
विराट कोहली भी, पुजारा भी,
उन्हें कंसिस्टेंटली कर रहा KL राहुल, ये नॉट इन वन मैच.
विराट कोहली भी
सेंचुरियां मारा,
कंसिस्टेंटली कर रहा.
चलो विराट कोहली को भी ले लो भाई, चलो विराट कोहली को भी ले लो. इंटेंट तो भी था भाई.
बेचारे को यार, क्यों टारगेट कर रहे हो भाई? ऑलरेडी उन्हें प्रेशर में, उसकी नौकरी जाने वाली है. अगर उन्हें नहीं परफॉर्म करा, ही इज गोइंग टू गो.
तो और तो भी करो, और बुरा लग रहा मेरे को, और करना बोलते ना, जब एग्जाम में फेल हो रहे पढ़ाई करो.
उसके पास कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है, उन्हें डर के खेल रहा, उन्हें गरम नहीं हो रहा, उसकी इसलिए फटी पड़ी है उसकी. सिंपल है, दैट्स द रीजन.
कब तेरा खून खोलेगा राहुल?
जब KL आया तब भी रोलर पड़ा था. That was the easiest situation to buy. I can't believe this discourse is about KL Rahul again. But bro, tell that to Warner and Khwaja. उन लोग तो नहीं खेल सके 70 ball. Smith dropped many catches in Pakistan series also, but again he is in same slip fielding. Yeah, I like we were criticizing Kohli. You have to criticize Smith as well, man. Those were some poor drops, especially the one
and you could see it on his face.
The one before Rohit got out, that was simple.
Yeah, the one ball before, that was.
क्या बोल रहे भाई? 70 बल्ले खड़ा रहना उसका प्राइमरी जॉब है टीम में. We cannot appreciate mediocrity. उससे खिलाते रहेंगे because he is just better than the worst performer. उसको नहीं खिलाते रहेंगे. अगर उन्हें नहीं परफॉर्म करा अभी, उसको नहीं खिलाते रहेंगे. शुभमन गिल आ गया, अब जब नहीं था आपके पास प्रॉपर रिप्लेसमेंट, अभी शुभमन गिल आ गया, उसको नहीं खिलाते रहेंगे. मैं आपको बोल रहा हूं, unless he
so potentially if Shubman Gill keeps performing, then this could be the last series for KL Rahul. So
yeah, for a while it could be the last.
I don't think, man,
it could be the last second last test match. Look, more if it doesn't perform in Delhi, he's going to get dropped in that third, fourth, especially if.
So you're saying you're going to get picked in Delhi as well?
Yeah, I think he's going to get picked in Delhi because Iyer is still not fit. I would like to see Shubman Gill in the middle order. I just want to see him over there. They might stick with Surya Kumar, but yeah, man, like I understand that you guys he's pissing you off, but there are there are other batters also not performing in this game. So you can't just drop him on this game's performance. So yeah, I think he's going to get a game.
Not just this game performance. Okay, I'm going to hold you to that. But yeah, I mean, देखो चलो ठीक है. I get मुस्तफाज बैंटर 70 बॉल खड़ा रहा, इनानी खड़े रहे, फराना ढिमका, चलो ठीक है. KL राहुल अब नेक्स्ट कल के हिसाब से कर देखिए.
एक बार मैं पॉइंट बोल दूंगा. You don't have to agree with me, okay? मैं खाली मेरे पर्सपेक्टिव से बोल रहा हूं. चिराग भाई, फैज, you don't need to agree with me. No,
we're not agreeing with you. We're not agreeing with you. इसका स्निपेट निकालना.
उन्हें जब खड़ा रहा, रोहित शर्मा मार रहा था. जब विकेट जा रहे थे, रोहित शर्मा का भी स्ट्राइक रेट नीचे चले गया था, उस पर भी प्रेशर आ गया था, तो उन्हें सपोर्ट दे रहा था. उसको न्यू बॉल
मेरा इतना है आप खड़े रहो, लोग आउट होते रहेंगे, रन्स तो बनाओ मत आप, लेकिन आप
and the ball there was extra turn on that ball. गलत शॉट मार दिया, आउट हो गया. The other dismissals, Pujara's dismissal was much more scrutiny. We should be talking about that.
मैं फ्लिप कर अगर रोहित शर्मा रन्स नहीं बनाता था और इन्हें भी आउट हो जाता था, आप भी क्रिटिसाइज करते थे. The thing is, Rohit Sharma saving this guy because Rohit Sharma scored those runs. If Rohit Sharma didn't score those runs, we would have had another topic here saying that KL Rahul is not.
But you're targeting him. You should target other people also, not just him. You should target Pujara.
I am targeting, but this guy just walked
Why are
into
we?
the team.
He played yesterday. Why are you talking about him today?
This guy walked into the team.
But
That's
why
it.
are we talking to him today?
I know.
Why
Why are we
are we
talking? Okay.
talking about him? He played
I don't know.
yesterday. Talk about the batters who played today. This is called targeting the guy. That's what I'm saying. छोड़ो उसको. Out हो
He
गया
played today
उसकी
also.
जगह जाएंगी भाई. मैं तुम्हारे को बोल रहा हूँ अभी रिप्लेसमेंट है तो यार कभी ना कभी इसका जगह जाएगा. मैं बोल रहा हूँ
चलो
कि
ठीक है.
उसने खेला भी
आज
नहीं
के लिए
आज.
छोड़
आप
देंगे.
पुजारा की
आज छोड़
बैटिंग बताओ
देंगे.
पहले पुजारा की बैट तुम
पुजारा की.
2.5 सेकंड बोले क्या शॉट मारा उन्हें उसके बाद खत्म.
क्या?
फिर केएल राहुल पे आ गए फिर
अरे
विराट
तो
कोहली रन फिर केएल राहुल पे. मेरे
कमेंट्स
को बताओ
भाई
आज की
कमेंट्स
बैटिंग
का
की.
अप्रिशिएट करना ना. कमेंट्स अप्रिशिएट करो. कितने अच्छे कमेंट्स आ रहे हो उसके हिसाब से लेना पड़ता कमेंट. बट
Comments तो मेरे
चलो
को भी
अभी
target कर रहे हैं. Aksar batting is improved in recent times is just unreal, and you see change in stance of Virat. I didn't notice the stance of Faz. If you can tell me, there could have been there could have been I just felt that he looked good. He has confidence. I didn't really notice a change.
I
Maybe
felt
there was.
he
I'm not saying
thoda
there
but he
wasn't.
opened himself up. He opened himself more up and like he was
Sometimes,
having yeah.
He does changes. He has subtle changes in his stances, even in limited over cricket. So I don't really notice
I
that.
think
He does have.
anticipating the turn, he came thoda body or open karke towards the leg stump. He was there. That's what I see. I don't know, Vinesh bhai, you can let us know in detail. That's what I felt. He was a little bit more open to be ready to it at on drive and stuff like that. So, but bhai, jo ball aaya, jidhar ball aaya, knowing Kohli, he would have just like tuck ball ke marta tha. But इधर उन्होंने catch दिए and stuff like that. But yeah, Aksar batting is improved in recent time. It's just अच्छा, we just took this right.
He's the most improved cricketer in the Indian team in all
Indian team.
formats.
Yeah.
He's the most improved cricketer.
Him, and now I think the next guy will be Washington Sundar for me. I think that guy is gonna be much better in the recent times to come.
Yeah, I mean it's really good that we're developing these spinner all-rounders. Hopefully we can develop fast bowling all-rounders as well. But again, some of the shots he played down the ground, unreal shots, man. On a turning track, Akshar Patel showed a lot of confidence. I really liked his drives, rotated the strike well. Took the pressure off Jadeja. He was outscoring Jadeja at a certain point, or like throughout the partnership, he was a dominant partner, and he allowed Jadeja to play his natural game, and he continued to attack and put pressure on Australia. I hope a day comes when other batters score 100 and he scores 0 and India loses.
No, but was zero maybe on एक ball पे खड़ा रहा, so no. Anyway, coming to the big things, Mustafa, like we were talking about all everything aside here, KL Rahul, I'll still say 70 balls khada. That is one thing Mustafa has, and that's a proven fact. I can't say no to that. But like Surya Kumar's debut पे आते हैं पहले. What do you think? Like, I mean, it was a phenomenal ball for me. It turned inside. He's new to this format. So Surya Kumar के हिसाब से आपको क्या लगता है?
Through the gate, he got a really good delivery. Again, like you said, it's a different ball game. Test cricket. He scored like a 90 and a ranked runner in the Ranji Trophy. I remember that. But like this is a different ball game. You're up against Nathan Lyon. You're up against like the the Aussies who are prepared for this series for a while now, and the level is different. It's going to take him a better time. And I was kind of expecting it. There's going to be one shot too many, and like he went for that drive and just turned in, and he got beaten all the ends up. I don't know, like I can't judge him just on one game right now. We still have to give him a bit of time and then see what happens. He'll be disappointed because this was a chance, and like you mentioned, Akshar and Jadeja are playing. Then the likes of Kohli, Surya, Pujara need to capitalize also, because then you're putting pressure again. If Rohit Sharma didn't score that 100, you're saying about KL Rahul, but these guys, like India would have been all out for like 180, 190.
180.
And Akshar Patel and
take out his 120, man. Just take out Rohit Sharma 120 from there.
Yeah, and Chirag Bhai saying the rollers there is easiest time to bat, but it's also easier time to bat when the bowlers are tired. It's the end of the day. That's also an easy time to bat, but Rohit Sharma allowed that to happen. So, in my opinion, I think that these batters have to take more responsibility. They need to play with the thing and show some application there. It's Test cricket, man. I don't need to see intent. Like I don't mind a KL Rahul type of this. I want to absorb. The other batsman can hit if needed. There's not much like scoreboard pressure. Whereas in T20 one day you're trying to get a run rate. If you show some application, that's what I want to see from Surya Kumar.
But I would still say that is one point in terms of. But I would still say you need to also get runs under your bat, right? If you're going to just be the one who's absorbing all the time, then when are the runs going to come when those people who are getting the runs collapse, right? Like for example, if Rohit Sharma nahi chala, इन्हें कब चलेगा? या विराट कोहली नहीं चला, जैसे अब नहीं चला, we need another guy in the middle. We can't always depend on Akshar Patel, Ravindra Jadeja to come and give us 100 and from the down under, right? And Pandarbhai, I think it was his comment yesterday who said this is why we need bowlers who can bat. This is actually the problem with India at the top four. And I think it was Vinesh Bhai or someone who in the beginning of the series, अपने preview में बोले थे कि top four need to perform. They're not, and like top four में only one guy is performing, and that's sad.
Yeah, that is the problem with Indian cricket for a long time, and that is, it's that's the issue. The top four are not performing, and but that's what the thing. They're showing aggressive intent, and they're getting out some today Pujara, like he played a shot out of nowhere. Virat Kohli like down the legs. Chodo yaar, ball ko test cricket. You don't need to touch that delivery. Yeah, okay, Surya got a good delivery. I understand that, but you have to show more application. You need to grind it out as well. This is test cricket. You will get runs, bro. Fez, you're thinking that runs bhi mana runs आएंगे आपको. Like जडेजा को नहीं आए runs, उसका strike rate 38 है, मगर runs आए. He applied himself. He made sure कि he absorbed the pressure. He didn't come and start hitting from ball one. No, he applied himself. The runs will come in test cricket. Don't worry about it. And in a partnership, there will always be another guy who's will have more confidence and he'll take the risk. You if you're the new batsman, you absorb time. This is not T20 one day cricket. This is test cricket. You have to apply yourself also, especially in challenging conditions. Ball will have I'm not saying ki just sit there the whole time and block it out. वैसा नहीं, but you have to apply yourself somewhere. You have to which ball to leave, which ball to play. You can't play every single delivery. But this particular ball, he just was beaten. It wasn't he had to play at it, but he just played the wrong line. He didn't play for the turn, and that's why I'm a bit more upset because if he got beaten.
Completely bamboozled.
That's fine. That's because he's playing for the turn. Here, this pitch is turning. He didn't play for the turn. That's why I was a bit upset with that shot, but it was a good delivery.
Yeah, it was a very good delivery. And your thoughts on Pujara, because we know what kind of a player is. He's the one who usually, is the absorber and the one who, holds most of the balls and then gets the runs. We've seen him do that. We've also seen him do 360-degree completely different in Bangladesh, where he went out on a rampage and started hitting. But मेरे को वही था कि भाई आप Kaiku was short and a fielder tha, so is that a weakness that he has that Australia studied him that well, or
No, he likes to play on the leg side, and they had anticipated the with that extra the extra turn, maybe he'll miss Q1. That's exactly what happened. Again with Pujara, he's trying, because his criticism is the opposite of what I'm saying. It's he takes too many deliveries, he puts too much pressure on the his non-striker and everything like that. That's why उसके दिमाग में रहता है कि भाई मेरे को शॉट खेलना है, बाउंड्री मारना है कहीं तो भी, नहीं तो मैं बहुत प्रेशर डाल दूंगा पूरी टीम पे. And there's always talk about Pujara's strike rate, and that's why he sometimes he plays that false shot. I'd back him to play his natural game. He steps outside the crease nicely. He has a good defense. Trust that defense and play your natural game. Of course, you would like to rotate the strike, but there will be times for you to score runs, 100%. And you're playing in your home conditions. You understand these conditions better. I just don't want them to do this in the next test, the test after. You're going to put a lot of pressure. You can't keep expecting Jadeja and Akshar Patel to bail you out like this.
Exactly, yeah, that's my point. Top four need to show up, and top four means obviously the captain played his part. We were very much skeptical because after 2 years he's playing a test, but this guy looked like he's playing test consistently. उन्नीस खेल रहा सा लग रहा था और कोई खेल रहा ही नहीं टीम में.
वो तो भाई उसका नेचुरल टैलेंट है, हर शॉट है वो बंदे के पास, टाइमिंग ब्यूटीफुल है.
छिक्का क्या हमारा फुल शॉट हो, एक क्लियर टू बाउंड्री नो.
He picks up line and length very quickly, man. He has more time than any other batter in India. He's naturally gifted. Rohit Sharma. So when there is a challenging situation, he's the one who can score you the runs. It's not easy to score runs like that. And वो जो उन्हें time जो कल भी खेला उन्हें जो inning खेला बहुत बेहतरीन था वो. It was not easy.
He gave it. That's what I like. He gave it back. He didn't get. And आज भी देखो आप उन्हें beat हुआ, I think spinner से beat हुआ line या से. And then he just smiled. He was laughing. He's like, अरे मजा आ गया, ये बॉल देख के मजा आ गया. या Cummins के साथ भी beat हुआ था, अरे मजा आ गया. So he was not psychologically getting अरे भाई मैं पिंडा ये हो रहा है, अरे turning, अरे swing हो रहा है, movement हो रहा है. He didn't go into that zone and get zoned out and play a stupid shot and get out. So that mental strength, the guy, man, is next level.
The thing is, he also understood the pitch very quickly. He knew that for Australia, it was mind games. They thought it's going to turn from ball one, it's going to turn this much. So every ball they were
Yeah,
playing for the turn. And, that's how Steve Smith was beaten. But Rohit Sharma knew not every ball was going to turn. He trusted his defense, and he knew that you could play your defensive shots. You could bring that front foot out. You could play shots as well. And he understood that from ball one. Whereas Australia, they didn't understand that. They thought, ki bhai, kabhi bhi turn ho sakta. The odd ball is going to beat you, but he, like you said, he didn't let that distract him. He made sure that he continued to play. And main thing is you trust your defense. Once you trust your defense, the shots will come.
exactly.
And he's very talented. He can play his shots, man. This guy is
Yeah.
next level range.
Todd Murphy consistently bowling at the same areas with the reason of getting. I think, yeah, I think this was a very good thing. जो आप बोल रहे हैं, because even Jadeja did the same thing. He bowled consistently the same thing, and I think Todd Murphy picked up on that in the first innings. कि भाई इन्हें एक ही जगह target करके डाल रहा और कुछ नहीं. On the other hand, Akshar Patel was doing what Lion was doing. He was trying like different areas of the pitch. Obviously, Akshar Patel थोड़ा unfortunate भी था थोड़े times पे, but मेरे हिसाब से Murphy यार भाई अच्छा decision था. It was a very good call from Australia to get him in the side.
Yeah, and he's talking about Lyon disappointing. The thing with Nathan Lyon that I noticed, and like I saw on other channels as well, and some articles I was reading. For the international spinners, these guys from the Sana countries, they come closer to the stumps and they pitch the ball or they target outside of stump, and they rely on drift and for the ball to come inside, so it goes outside of stump and then it'll come to that off stump area. Whereas Ashwin, he comes from wider of the crease and he targets the middle stump and it'll spin
Inside.
in. So like in that there's more wicket taking opportunities. Over here you'll beat the bat a bit more. Yeah, you might get some turn here and there, but unless you're coming from round the wicket, I think that was the Surya Kumar delivery, it's going to be
Yeah.
difficult for you to target the stumps. And that's why in Australia he gets that extra bit of turn, because he's getting that drift as well, and he beats the batters. Whereas Ashwin, sida sida aata, like you can play him like a medium pacer sometimes in Australian conditions. But Nathan Lyon over here, the problem, because he's not wicket to wicket, it's causing some issues. Whereas you saw Mr. Todd Murphy, he was bowling flat, quick and straight, and he was
Yeah,
getting wickets.
exactly. Yeah.
That's exactly what was happening in my opinion.
Even though we should not judge by just one game, but Surya needs to take these chances because Shreyas will be back, and Shreyas was in good form in the next game, and he will not get much chances like Bharat will. Yeah, I mean, definitely, I think Surya understands that thing, and I mean, T20 mein he has at least that standard that he will be picked in every game, but not in Test match. And Shreyas Iyer was in fine form. I think if Shreyas Iyer was there, I don't. Do you still see Surya would have walked in if like Shreyas Iyer would have been
No,
not?
no, श्रेयस अय्यर would have played.
Okay.
But the thing is, मेरे को सुनने में आ रहा है कि श्रेयस अय्यर शायद सेकंड टेस्ट भी नहीं खेलने वाला है. उन्हें 100% फिट नहीं है बोल रहे हैं. पहले खबर आ रही थी कि भाई it was just a precaution that they're not playing him in the first test. So I'm not 100% sure what's happening with Shreyas Iyer. He might play, he might not play. So that gives Surya another chance. Unless they get Shubman Gill in, then it gives Surya Kumar another chance. And rightly so. I'm not going to judge him one game, man. I'm like, I think he should play. Like, why not? Like, आप खेलते रहो, learn from your mistakes
अच्छा.
and continue to
Yeah.
attack.
मेरे को वो पूछना था यार, like I didn't do a lot of reading on this, but I want to ask you, like, वो क्रीम का क्या situation है भाई? Like ये जो रविंद्र जडेजा के साथ बोल रहे, what is that whole fiasco? Like they're saying well applying some cream and like something. Is it allowed in the game? Is it not allowed in the game?
अरे यार
Is
उसको
that tampering?
उंगली में दर्द हो रहा था, तो सिराज because he's outside like next to the boundary rope, they put they gave him the ointment, he put it on his hand, and then Jadeja just took that ointment and think it's just like a painkiller type thing. It's because his fingers are sore, he's bowling after a long time, and it was just for his fingers. तो उन लोग वो because of the sandpaper and all that, उन लोग कुछ ना कुछ वो Fox cricket वाले करे वो, they picked it up
Sandpaper online करे थे. Sandpaper online
because
करे
of that वो counter करने के लिए they picked it up and they said this is ball tampering. Even Michael Vaughan tweeted something, कुछ भी नहीं है वो, उसको दर्द दे रहा था, and it's not against the rules to put ointment on your finger or anything like that. They're saying it's ball tampering. भाई रिवर्स स्विंग की क्या जरूरत थी कल? टेम्पर करने की जरूरत ही नहीं थी. उन लोग उन्हें खुद घुस जा रहा था. Why would he want to get the ball to reverse? There was no need yesterday for the ball to reverse. That's all BS, man. It was just
कुछ तो भी मुद्दा उठाने का है, लेकिन मुद्दे से उठाने से याद आया सनराइजर्स ब्रो इन द फाइनल कल कैसा हमारा मार्करम बेबी.
Yeah, we were talking about it with Chirag bhai. Ibrahim bhai also joined me yesterday. We were talking about the game. इनक्रेडिबल मैन, व्हाट एन इनिंग्स। इंसेक्ट्स के बीच में मार रहा था उन्हें, कितने के देखे क्या थे वो मच्छर, हाँ क्या थे कि वो लाइक उसके सामने, हेलमेट के सामने पूरा ही वाज बजिंग अराउंड एंड ही जस्ट डिपॉजिटिंग इट. It was really nice to see. His dad also, he got emotional, started crying after he got to 100. It was nice to see that as well, and tears of joy
And
for
Jober
his.
came pretty close, man. Riza and the crew tried to pull one through, maybe 96 Mara, but yeah, that's not that. कल है इसका final, I think it's T20 का final कल है. So hopefully prayers will start from tonight, and T20 World Cup भी है women's का, वो भी आप I
आज
think
बड़ा
discuss
मैच,
कर लिए.
फर्स्ट
कल
गेम
से
टुडे,
है.
साउथ अफ्रीका वर्सेस श्रीलंका.
Yeah,
Watch out
10:30
for
India time.
Marizanne Cap, Fez. Watch out for Marizanne Cap with both bat and ball. She's improved as a batter, primarily known as a bowler, but her batting skills have really improved. If you saw in the 50 over World Cup as well, she played some really crucial knocks, and she can hit it out of the park.
Yeah, man, it's going to be very interesting. A lot of cricket coming in, test matches से लेके T20, and then I think 16 से फिर England and New Zealand भी रहने वाला है. So yeah, lots to do. From Australia's perspective, how do you see tomorrow panning out? You say up day 3 है कल 144 की lead दे दी है. Do you demoralize yourself? Pick up yourself from, or you just come up, pick up yourself, say कि boys get in. We'll try and bat this out. Pitch को देखते देखते तो हैबत हो रही होंगी, Pat Cummins को भी कि भाई, I mean, what are you gonna? How will you, sort of come out tomorrow?
I mean, they don't have like a Rohit Sharma type player, but like they will just need to see how Aksar and Jadeja batted, take some learnings from that and apply themselves, play some shots as well. But also they need some lower order runs. I think first of all they need to break this partnership. This is going to be very, very dangerous for them. I feel the score is already out of reach, and it's going to get even worse if they continue to bat. If Jadeja and Aksar bat another session, the game is like almost done. So what they need to do is try to restrict India to 170, and then try their best, see if they can get to that 170, and then build a total. Again, a lot of reliance will be on Steve Smith, a lot of reliance will be on Labuschagne, but you need your openers to perform. We were talking about KL Rahul not looking good, but what about these two, man? They got out to the seamers, and they have to really give that start to Australia, and they're capable. It's not like they're in the worst of forms or anything like that. They've scored hundreds in recent past, so they need the openers to set a platform and then the middle order to come in. The problem with Australia is it's just those two. ऊपर के भी नहीं चल रहे, नीचे के भी नहीं चल रहे. इंडिया में एटलीस्ट एक ऊपर का चल रहा है और नीचे में चल रहे हैं 2-3. तो यही इशू है. And we were talking about India not having, but in these conditions, this is where India is above everyone else. They'll have spinners who can bat, they'll have batters who can, and vice versa. They have really good spin all-rounders, and that's where they will always have an advantage against the away teams. Jadeja and Ben Stokes test best all-rounder. I agree. कौन है पूछ रहे? अच्छा, वो बहुत टफ सवाल है वो. Test all-rounder, it's a tough one because again, I don't know. It was like 19-20, but I'll go Ben Stokes. But Jadeja is right up there, man. He's outstanding as well. Like this is ये बोलते comparison. तुम लोग हार्दिक पांड्या को लेके आ जाते, लेकिन को समझ नहीं आता. ये comparison है भाई. It will be on Khwaja and Warner to give a good start. Exactly, that's the point I was making. You need to give a good start and then take that pressure off the middle order so they can come and capitalize as well. But मुश्किल रहेगा, बहुत relentless होने वाला है भाई. अश्विन, जडेजा, अक्सर, फिर न्यू बॉल भी इन लोग, शमी और सिराज बहुत अंडररेटेड 2-3 ओवर डालते हैं. उन लोग परेशान कर देते हैं बैट को.
और अगर थोड़ा बाउंस लो रहा तो और भी प्रॉब्लम रहेगा. एंड यू नेवर नो, जस्ट वन नॉट स्विंग्स इन स्विंग्स आउट, जो रोहित शर्मा के साथ हुआ. But that could happen with Khwaja and Warner. But if Khwaja and Warner start to go, they can also stand एक 100 रन की पार्टनरशिप डाल भी सकते, नहीं बोल सकते. If they're set, we हो सकता.
हाँ डाल सकते हैं, मगर फैज तुम अगर देखो, खाली मैं ये टेस्ट मैच का देख लो आप, राइट? अब ये टेस्ट मैच में अगर आप देखें, इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया 170 ऑल आउट, ठीक है. यू कुड से दे जस्ट स्टार्टेड, दे नाउ नो द पिच अ बिट मोर, बट दैट पिच इज आल्सो डिटोरिएटिंग. Second thing, India also gave chances to Australia. Australia could have got them all out earlier, like Chirag Bhai mentioned. The thing is, they played a spinner less as well, and the fielders made mistakes. So, do you see Australia scoring 300 on this pitch while it's wearing? I don't think so. And India, you can't underestimate how dangerous Jadeja will be. If he picked up 5 wickets in the first innings, when there's going to be more assistance for him, he's going to pick up more
Yeah.
wickets. And these guys are going to be fresh, man. They're going to be fresh, and they will be targeting Ashwin in particular. He's already chilling in the dressing room, so he's ready to pick up that ball and think. It's going to be very. If Australia do it, then hats off to them. They deserve to win the Test match. But I'm not even
Yeah,
giving them.
I mean, it is a challenge it is a challenge, but like I feel like अगर top four ऑस्ट्रेलिया के बैठ गए ना, फिर थोड़ा demoralize करके, if they can just like hold their nerve and bat and psychologically give it back to them, then Indian bowlers भी थोड़े change करने जाते हैं, अपना line change करने, उसमें जाके पिट सकते. So I don't know if it's just for patience.
And I've seen that before, but in these conditions, India can come back also. They come back in a session. You saw that in the first day was an example where Labuschagne and Smith put on a very good partnership. Australia could have got to 250. मगर क्या हुआ, lunch के बाद आके घुस गए. तो यही था, इंडिया माइट लीक रन्स, दे माइट गेट, बट इट्स वेरी हार्ड टू थिंक. ये 150 का टारगेट भी मुश्किल दिख रहा है. मेरे को ये भी दिख रहा है कि इनिंग्स डिफीट हो सकता है ऑस्ट्रेलिया को. मैं इतना कॉन्फिडेंट हूँ इंडिया के बॉलर्स पे. I'm that confident in that thing. Yeah, like you're right. If they get off to 100, that's what they need. They need them to get a 100-run partnership and then put pressure. But still, Fez, you have to get to that 170, and then you have to build. You have to hit another 150 on that to compete in the game.
Yeah, I know. It's a very big task and a very big ask, but like someone has to do it. But
पहले तो
yeah, I
आपको
mean,
ऑल आउट
bowlers are
करना है भाई.
definitely
अगर इन लोग दोनों सेंचुरी मार दिए कल, तो फिर गेम चलेगा. पहले इन लोग को ऑल आउट करना है. They have to focus on getting the wickets first. But if Australia can show some character and resistance, it'll happen next matches. नहीं तो ऐसा ही पूरी सीरीज जाएंगी. Yeah, it will, like, of course they will show character, and I feel that Australia will improve as the series progresses, and there are chinks in India's armor which they can expose, because we've already seen it, like, in that middle order. We've seen with KL Rahul, we've seen issues with the batting, and you could put pressure. But again, on these pitches, to play against India spinners, that's where they have to try to formulate, and they have to use that second innings not as practice, but at least get used to and try to formulate some ideas and strategies on how to counter Akshar Patel, how to counter Ashwin and Jadeja when they come and bore at you. अब पता चलता है पंत की बैटिंग क्या इम्पैक्ट लाती है टेस्ट में. 100%. And they're lucky that Jadeja and Akshar are combined providing that kind of role. Of course, Rishabh is completely different. I'm not comparing, but at least they're contributing and keeping India in the game. Otherwise, if this contribution wasn't there, even despite Rohit Sharma's 100, मुश्किल हो जाता था इंडिया के लिए.
Yeah, बिल्कुल. I mean, पंत की तो कमी बहुत है. And I mean, still, फिर भी Akshar Patel and like Jadeja, they've done a phenomenal job, and I think Akshar Patel is turning out to be a very crucial batter for India. But yeah, I mean, task तो बहुत बड़ा है, mountain है बहुत ज़्यादा बड़ा सामने, and पहले तो जैसा आप बोले, I think rightfully कि they have to first get 3 wickets, कल आके सिराज भी अगर 50 मार दे तो नहीं बोल सकते.
वही है.
फिर तो ये शो मैं KL राहुल कोहली सबको बुलाएगा फिर मैं. Because man, if they're scoring 50 and 100 on that pitch, then it's scoring. अरे आ गया आपके दोस्त अफ्रीका के सबसे बड़े फैन नितिन भाई इंडिया का मिडिल ऑर्डर का दिक्कत है. या 100% मिडिल ऑर्डर की बहुत दिक्कत है भाई. आई मीन, वही तो बोल रहे थे अपन शुरुआत सीरीज के, भाई कहीं टॉप 4 तो कुछ कर रहा नहीं, फिर लाइक कैसा होगा. एंड आके अपने को अगर आई स्टिल से कि भाई फिटनेस वाइज स्पिनर्स आर बेटर. अश्विन को इंजरी ज्यादा नहीं हुई. अगर ये लोग में से कोई इंजर होता है, then it would have been a very difficult series to start with.
Yeah, no, but that's the team, like when your players are not performing, you need someone else to step up, and and that's what they're doing. At least India has that. They have that backup. They have people contributing, and you have to look at it as a positive. But because if you look at Australia, their batters are also not batting, their bowlers are also not batting. Like, so it's more issue. If you look at from India's perspective, I'm a bit more confident for this series. यार कितनी घटिया अंपायरिंग हुई आज, मतलब आउट ही नहीं दे रहे हैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया को.
अरे वो जो डीआरएस कैरी लिया था सब, कैरी जो डीआरएस लिया था, देखो फॉर केएस भरत, अम्मा वो क्या, कहां से देखा उन्हें, पहले पैड लगा, that was spectacular. And हाँ भाई, इसको बोलते हैं भाई ऑलराउंडर. पांड्या इंजरी है भाई, आएगा.
उसमें भी कंट्रोवर्सी रह रहा कि लाइक पहले वो जो ख्वाजा का एलबीडब्ल्यू था, इसका भी केएस भरत का, उन लोग बोल रहे कि डीआरएस गॉट इट रॉन्ग और थिंग लाइक दैट. But I don't know, man. Technology is technology. Why waste your time arguing about it? But it's an interesting debate. Exactly. Like, it's interesting because if they're gonna have plenty of close calls like that, it's gonna be cause issues. But Faz, I think I'll let you go. I will catch you soon. Hopefully, enjoy the rest of your night and take care of yourself and enjoy the day 3. India is winning, man. Don't worry. All right.
Hopefully, yeah.
हाँ जी बॉयज, तो और थोड़े कमेंट्स ले लेता हूँ मैं। सूर्या अपने गेम खेला जब भी चलेगा, रुके का काम नहीं है। हाँ देखो, लेकिन मगर उसको बॉल भी अच्छा मिल गया आज। एंड वो कोशिश कर रहा था, शॉट खेलने जा रहा था, इट वेंट थ्रू द गेट्स. I think there was a boundary that he hit as well, so he was trying, but yeah, it just didn't work out for him. यार ground the wicket, ये तो ये LBW issue रहेगा ही. I don't know, it's umpiring issue. Naked eye से भी pitching outside ही लग रहा था. Yeah, like like I understand that, like even when you see the Hawkeye itself, it just comes in, so like it's a 50-50 call. I felt also maybe it's pitching outside both, like I'm talking about the Khwaja one and the KS Bharat one. So yeah, around the wicket thoda issue rahega, but let's see. I'm talking about Jattu Faiz by Pandya. Yeah, I agree with you, Nitin bhai. Jadeja is the best all-rounder in India. He is 100%, and injury के बाद भी उन्हें ऐसे आके performances दे रहा, मैच विनिंग परफॉर्मेंसेस, 5 विकेट भी उखाड़ रहा, फिर 50 भी मार रहा, एंड counter attacking in a tough situation. He's putting his hand up. Jadeja is the number one all rounder in India, man. ऑस्ट्रेलिया में कभी अंपायर देख के ही कभी सचिन को पूछो. हाँ, वो जो आप बता चल भाई, वो बोल रहे रेड, वो जो एलबीडब्ल्यू जो डक किया था, उसको आई थिंक बैक को लगा या कहीं लगा, शोल्डर को लगा, एंड दे गेव इट एलबीडब्ल्यू. तो yeah, honestly, like in Australia, I remember a series, the 2008 वो controversial series, उसमें भी Steve Buckner made horrendous calls. Simons वही मैच में 30 पे आउट था on a clear, it was a nick, it went to the keeper and he didn't give it out. So like I would say that umpiring, so like you will have a lot of errors. So whoever wherever you're playing. I said yesterday India would get 150 run lead. Now they're 6 runs away from that. Incredible call, Ibrahim bhai. I do remember you said that, and shout out to you for saying that. I didn't think it's going to be that easy, but they've got there to that 150 lead. They can capitalize that on that even further. I think this lead is enough, in my opinion. I think that India is in firm control. I don't see a way for Australia back into this game. Is very, very difficult, or I think it's going to be a 1-0 lead. And very good shout, very good prediction, Ibrahim bhai. मिथुन भाई शुक्रिया बहुत बहुत आप जुड़ने के लिए. आई थिंक आप पहले बार आ रहे हैं शायद, तो प्लीज मेक श्योर यू लाइक सब्सक्राइब. सर, अगर इंडिया 200 प्लस करता है तो इंडिया को ज्यादा खतरा नहीं होगा, वरना में प्रॉब्लम आ सकती है फोर्थ इनिंग. नहीं भाई देखो, प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगी, बिकॉज मेरे को ऐसा मुझे ये कॉन्फिडेंस है इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया को जल्दी ऑल आउट कर देगी. तो आपको मैक्सिमम 50-100 से ज्यादा नहीं चेस करना पड़ेगा, और वो तो हो जाएगा मेरे हिसाब से. इन माय ओपिनियन कि भाई ऑस्ट्रेलिया को 150 तक पहुंचना भी इशू, दिक्कत आ सकती है, इतना इजी नहीं होगा. ये अश्विन भी फ्रेश बैठा हुआ है, जडेजा अक्सर, एंड दे कैन ऑलवेज टेक ब्रेक्स. दे हैव 3 स्पिनर्स, तो आप रोटेट कर सकते हैं अपने स्पिनर्स को, एंड एक को फ्रेश रख के 2 को आप कंटिन्यूस दलवा सकते हैं, और वो प्रेशर ऑस्ट्रेलिया पे बिल्ड होगा. दे वोंट बी एबल टू सस्टेन इट, स्पेशली ये पिच डिटेरियोरेट होगा. हाँ, लोग बोल रहे हैं कि लाइक पिच अरे अच्छी दिख रही है, नहीं, लाइक इट इज अ टफ पिच स्टिल. Australia did create some chances. Steve Smith dropped 2-3 catches as well. So you have to take all that into consideration. If India take all their chances, for Australia to get any sort of lead will be difficult मेरे हिसाब से. Warner की अच्छी इनिंग आ सकती है, पता नहीं क्यों लग रहा है भाई आना तो चाहिए, because they need one of their openers to step up and lay the platform for the middle order. ने तो फिर स्मिथ और लाबुशेन पे इतना ज्यादा प्रेशर आ जाएगा फिर से, and there could be a collapse. स्मिथ एंड लाबुशेन के ईगो पे आई गई बात, साले चल नहीं जाए भाई, मुश्किल है. देखो सेकंड टेस्ट थर्ड टेस्ट में ठीक है, अगर आप फर्स्ट इनिंग की बात करें तो या लाइक जहां मैं वहां पे मेरे को खतरा दिख रहा था, यहाँ पे मुझे पता नहीं क्यों इतना कॉन्फिडेंस है कि लाइक इंडिया के लिए जीत हासिल हो जाएगी. आई डोंट थिंक ऑस्ट्रेलिया विल कम. या दे माइट कम्पीट अ बिट, देयर माइट बी अ स्केयर और थ्रू, मगर आप ये अश्विन जडेजा को अगर आप आइसोलेशन में देखिए, इन लोग अगर पिटे भी तो उन लोग को कोई टेंशन नहीं रहता. दे नो एग्जैक्टली व्हाट टू पुल. जडेजा सो रिलेंटलेस, इतनी एक्यूरेसी है उसकी, उसको मारना मुश्किल होगा भाई, स्पेशली थर्ड डे फोर्थ डे पे मुश्किल होगा. और अब पता भी नहीं इन लोग बैटिंग पे कब आएंगे ऑस्ट्रेलिया, ये भी नहीं पता रेट, बिकॉज दोनों अक्सर और जडेजा है अभी क्रीज पे. इन लोग एक सेक्शन खेलिए तो फिर पूरा आउट ऑफ रीच हो जाएगा मेरे हिसाब से. तो अगर आप पूरे चीज़ों को देखें तो अभी इंडिया पे अपर हैंड है. अगर यहाँ से हारे तो फिर बहुत बातचीत होगी, बहुत क्रिटिसिज्म भी होगा, और ऑस्ट्रेलिया की तारीफ भी करना चाहिए, बिकॉज ये कुछ आसान नहीं होगा बैटिंग के लिए अभी. एंड टू गेट टू दैट टारगेट, देन पोस्ट 150 टारगेट फॉर इंडिया फ्रॉम दिस पोजीशन, आई डोंट सी इट हैपनिंग. आई कुड बी रॉन्ग, देयर इज ऑलवेज अ चांस यू आर रॉन्ग इन दिस सिचुएशंस, बट पता नहीं, आई एम वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट दैट इंडिया इन अ वेरी गुड पोजीशन, थैंक्स टू रोहित शर्मा, थैंक्स टू जडेजा एंड अक्षर पटेल. Incredible batting on a turning track. Yeah, it wasn't maybe a rank turner, but there were not easy conditions to bat on. Batted superbly well. Rohit Sharma leading from the front, aapka first 100 as captain, a fantastic achievement, and he has to be applauded for what he's done. He's put India in a very strong position, because agar aap dekhe agar even when he got out, जब भी थोड़ा सा like chance था ऑस्ट्रेलिया को, लेकिन just that whole innings when yesterday he batted fluently when KL Rahul was struggling a bit. Then today when the wickets are falling, he still continued to bat, and he made sure he didn't get out. He defended really well. He slowed down a bit at times, then he attacked when needed to. So it was an incredible innings from Rohit Sharma. And it's also about, from Australia's point of view, biggest thing that they'll have to understand is, yes, they will get tired and everything. So you need to play a fifth bowler, because you saw even the fielders got tired. Everyone was getting tired. You have to play a fifth bowler in these conditions, so to freshen things up, to continue that pressure. Don't let the pressure go. Yes, Labuschagne and Smith can bowl, मगर उन लोग वो intensity के साथ नहीं डाल सकते हैं compared to your fifth proper bowler. तो उस हिसाब से they'll have to look at that, because and also fielding, they have to take their catches, they have to take the chances. आप रोहित शर्मा को इतना ड्रॉप नहीं कर सकते, आप कोई भी बैट्समैन को इतने chances नहीं दे सकते. I know that India also dropped catches, but the way India bowled, they didn't get punished too much from that. And so yeah, I think Australia will need to work on that batting wise as well. They need innings, they need scores from the top order, they need scores from their their lower order as well, if they want to compete. And like what Chirag bhai said, I agree ki they have to take this as a learning, and the second innings, even if they don't win this test match, they need to try to find ways in scoring runs, and at least it'll give them some confidence going in. Kohli, Ashwin और अक्सर जडेजा नेट के प्रैक्टिस कर ले. कोहली, अश्विन और अक्सर जडेजा नेट के प्रैक्टिस कर ले, मतलब सॉरी, आपका सवाल मेरे को समझ ही नहीं है. आप फिर से लाइक थोड़ा डिटेल में अगर आप बोल सकते हैं. Maybe I'm not getting it. But yeah, guys, there's also the T20 Women's World Cup starting in a few hours. First game South Africa Sri Lanka, तो वो भी देखेंगे, and उस पे भी चर्चा करेंगे. Hopefully India is playing Pakistan on Sunday. That will be the first match. Smriti Mandhana is there, Harmanpreet the captain is there, Jameem Rodriguez is there. They're all there ready to try and win the first World Cup for the Indian team. So we'll back that team as well. We'll watch that tournament. It's going to be a lot of fun. Women's cricket has really improved. It's really gained popularity more than anything, and it's going to be a very good tournament, I feel. In South Africa in general, maza aayega. I think वैसे conditions में, वैसे grounds पे, तो it'll be a lot of fun. So stay tuned to that as well. Also, let me know your predictions for tomorrow. I'm thinking India will add another 50 runs. They'll have I think 190 kind of lead, and then Australia, I think, will be at the end of day's play, they will be probably 130 for 7, 130 for 8. I think that's just, I'm going with that. You could give your predictions as well. Let me know what you think is going to happen tomorrow. Who's going to be the key players? I think for Australia, they'll first have to wrap this innings up, and then they can focus on what's going to happen with the bat. Australia media जडेजा का हैंड पे क्रीम लगी है. यार वो तो फजूल बातें थे. ऐसी मतलब अभी निकाल रहे हैं टॉपिक्स बस बात करने के लिए, प्रेशर डालने के लिए. इफ यू नोटिस, ऑस्ट्रेलिया मीडिया, ऑस्ट्रेलिया फैंस ऑलवेज, उन लोग बहुत स्ट्रांग, उन लोगों के ओपिनियंस रहते हैं. दे ऑलवेज सपोर्ट देयर टीम, तो कुछ भी निकाल के वो करते हैं. इन अ वे इट्स गुड, यू आर बैकिंग योर टीम, मगर एटलीस्ट थोड़ा सेंस भी बात करो. ये तो कुछ समझ में नहीं आया. ऑल्सो आई थिंक द फैक्ट दैट देयर वाज सो मच क्रिटिसिज्म अबाउट देयर सैंड पेपर थिंग, दे ट्राई टू फाइंड समथिंग इन द ऑपोजिशन एंड ट्राई टू उसको बेसिकली टारगेट करना. और ऑस्ट्रेलिया की आदत है, उन लोग अग्रेसिव रहते हैं बाय नेचर, एंड दे ऑलवेज पिक ऑन थिंग्स, एंड yeah, but it was rubbish. That was not ball tampering, it was nothing to be taken seriously. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. Make sure you join us tomorrow also, and we'll get you content throughout this series, throughout the World Cup as well. So make sure you like and subscribe. Chirag bhai, as always, thank you so much. Maybe they just want attention from the Indian audience. It could be they want attention from the Indian audience. They also just they want their opinion out there, and they are like that. They will do they want to win the games, and they want to support their team, so they'll do different things. They're very opinionated. They're not shy of a controversy or a conversation argument. They'll always do. Michael Vaughan, दिक्कत क्या है, वनडे 100 भी नहीं, इंग्लैंड के लिए कुछ या बहुत बुरा लगता है मेरे को। यार देखो, सबके ओपिनियंस होते, किसी को रोक नहीं सकते हम, राइट? लाइक अब जैसा चिराग भाई का लाइक मेरे से कभी भी उन्होंने एग्री नहीं करेंगे केएल राहुल के ऊपर, एंड करना भी नहीं चाहिए, ये सबके ओपिनियंस होते हैं। माइकल वॉन टेस्ट क्रिकेटर बन चुके हैं, he led Australia, England to that famous Ashes victory. I respect him where he is. He's going to have opinions. I don't agree. Like 70% उसके tweets में agree नहीं करता, मैं बस ऐसी टाइम पास के लिए पढ़ता हूँ, and he also does it to egg people on like us, he's throwing that bait out there and he wants to reel you in. That's what he wants. He wants to see he wants you to see the tweet, उस पे आप comment करिए, आप उस पे share करो, ये करो, वो करो. That's what they want, and it's like a lot of the times it's banter, sometimes he's serious and wrong as well. तो ये सब इतना वो नहीं लेना चाहिए. What he did as a cricketer, he still played test cricket. मैं तो खेला नहीं, right? तो मैं क्या उनको मैं तो नहीं criticize कर सकता वैसा उनको. I have to respect, but that doesn't mean I have to agree with his opinion. बंदे को रिस्पेक्ट करो, सबके ओपिनियंस रिस्पेक्ट करो, बट यू डजंट मीन कि भाई आप अग्री करना. आप अपना स्टैंड रखो भाई, आप बोलो कि रिस्पेक्टफुली कि ये आप बोल रहे हैं, ये मैं नहीं अग्री करता, मेरे हिसाब से ये है, तो फिर कोई बात नहीं. कभी नहीं. हाँ, तो वही है. तो एंड दैट्स व्हाई वी हैव फन. दैट्स व्हाई चिराग भाई रोज हमारे साथ जुड़ते हैं, बिकॉज हम लोग इफ वी कीप अग्रीइंग टू एवरीथिंग, देन वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू हैव दैट फन एज वेल. थोड़ा सा मजा आना चाहिए लाइफ में, थोड़ा सा अलग ओपिनियंस होना चाहिए. आई रिस्पेक्ट हिज ओपिनियंस आल्सो. लाइक अ लॉट ऑफ हिज कमेंट्स, आई थिंक अबाउट इट, एंड he is correct in his way. He is correct ki, how many times will KL Rahul get a chance. So I like that. I like different opinions. I have a different opinion to it. Michael Vaughan has a different opinion to things. और वो छेड़ेगा भाई, छेड़ेगा. हम लोग को सबको पता है, अगर इंडियन ऑडियंस को छेड़े तो फिर आपको अटेंशन भी मिलेगा उस हिसाब से. It's fun also, right? It's just part of the thing. Everybody, some people are very aggressive, you'll see on Twitter. Some people are less aggressive, and हर देश में, हर दुनिया में, हर जगह आपको अलग अलग तरीके के लोग मिलने वाले हैं. यू जस्ट हैव टू respect people, and you put your opinion. You don't have to agree with it. मैं और फैज भी नहीं agree करते कितने की चीज़ आने, अलग अलग opinions रहते हैं. That's the fun. अगर सब एक ही चीज़ पे agree करेंगे तो फिर मजा कहाँ आएगा दुनिया में, right? This is why we have content, because of different opinions. Chirag bhai does not like what I say about KL, but he still tunes in every day. Why? Because he enjoys it. He has fun. He likes to talk, engage. So that's what I would say. We need to check how many times Kohli will get out to debutants. Yeah, that's a good call, man. And debutants in general do really well. I was reading somewhere, I think Bharat Sundaresan said on Twitter that apart from Jadeja and Siraj, all the other bowlers in this from the two teams have picked up a fifer on their in the first test, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I remember Jason Krishna, he came to India and he picked up a huge amount of wickets, and now Todd Murphy. I feel it's also because they haven't played him ever. They don't have much analysis on him, and us hisab se like on a pitch where he's assisting the spinners, whereas they know exactly what Nathan Lyon is going to do, where he's going to bowl from, what his release points are, what his lines and lengths are going to be. So us hisab, and Todd Murphy bowled really well, exceptionally well. To bowl with that speed with that accuracy is incredible, and he did it for a long time. He got tired towards the end, but even then he was beating the bat, he was creating chances. So yeah, I think an exceptional debut, and I'm happy. Like, his family came all the way from Australia just for that, I think a night before. So it's a great achievement for that family as well, to see their son pick up that many wickets against India. So yeah. रोहित शर्मा लेट ओपन करवाए टेस्ट में 10,000 कर लेता. नहीं तो मैं आपको एक सच बताऊं, वो उसको जब ओपनर बनाए थे, मैं मेरा ओपिनियन था कि इसको नहीं बनाना चाहिए ओपनर, बिकॉज मुझे ऐसा लग रहा था उसका फुटवर्क कम होता था, स्विंगिंग डिलीवरी से उसको दिक्कत आएगी इन इंग्लैंड, इन साउथ अफ्रीका, न्यूजीलैंड, राइट. So even in one days T20s, I didn't want him to open, because the best I used to see Rohit Sharma was in Deccan Chargers, middle order में आके उन्हें फोड़ता था. Even for India A, there was a series against Pakistan A. There was a tri-series over there in the UAE. उसमें उन्हें middle order आके, he was looking like a right-hander Yuvraj Singh, exceptional timing. But I felt, because of his footwork and everything, he's going to have a problem with swing. But he worked on that. And he developed into such a great opener. So I think whatever happens, Kismat ki baat hai, and it worked out to be thing. I don't think he was capable. I never thought he would be capable of scoring these many runs as an opener. I thought he was a genuinely amazing middle order batsman, but he's proved me wrong, and I will accept it. It's great. And where I started appreciating him a lot was the 2019 World Cup, where लगातार पुणे कितने 500 मारा था. I know it was white ball. And then for me, the nail on the head was just like in Australia and in England, the way he played, the way he opened the batting, saw the new ball, he applied himself and counter-attacked at times, but solid defense. It just showed to me this guy is extremely talented. He just needs to put his head into the game. He has lapses in concentration, इसलिए उन्हें out हो जाता. लेकिन talent-wise, he's exceptional, and he's turned out to be a great opener. He's proven me wrong. I'm sure he's proven other people wrong as well. I don't know if everyone thought he would be a great opener. But hats off to him, man. The way he's adjusted like that has been outstanding. It's not easy, especially for someone who doesn't move his feet as much, like, and is a bit more lazy in terms of style of batting. To be an opener like that just shows the talent he has. He has so much time to play his shots. He picks his line and length very, very quickly. Koi issue nahi rehta usko. Hats off, man. Really, really happy with that innings. And, I'm telling you, don't underrate this innings. It's an exceptional knock. He just needs to work on his fitness. Yeah, like, of course, every human being has to improve somewhere or the other. But in cricket, I think, you can still get away with things. Like, if you notice, like, whereas football and stuff, fitness, you have to be on another level. In cricket, you can still get away with things. I know that the game has improved, changed and everything, but look at Rohit Sharma. He's not the most fit guy. He's scoring hundreds. He's scoring double hundreds. So, yeah, but I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing, Chirag, by this time. It's not like that KL conversation. Yeah, like everyone should have areas to improve. I'm just saying it's not as crazy as, like, other thing. Walaikum salam, Mohammad Azam bhai, खैरियत से आप कैसे हैं? ठीक ठाक, how's everything? मैं निकलने वाला था, मगर आप आ गए तो 2-3 और आपके सवाल कमेंट्स ले लूंगा, फिर उसके बाद फिर से जुड़ते हैं बाद में. And also let me know what you guys think today. Prediction: South Africa versus Sri Lanka. I think South Africa will win. From Sri Lanka, watch out for Atapatu. And I don't think she's related to Marvin Atapatu, but she's great. I think she's the captain as well, and just an explosive batter. So watch out for her. From South Africa, watch out for Madison Cap. Of course, Shabnam Ismail is there. Laura Woolward is there as well. I think I got her name right. Bhai, इतने देख के बाद आके जडेजा, इतने दिन के बाद जडेजा प्लेइंग लाइक अ चैंपियन, बट केएल राहुल और विराट को क्या हुआ जी भाई? बात तो सही है आपकी. जडेजा, like, he just absolute class the way he played, and you need KL Rahul and Virat Kohli to improve. आप इतने games खेल रहे हैं, लगातार खेल रहे हैं, and you've been failing consistently in Test cricket. Especially, I know KL Rahul has to improve first, and then we can talk about Kohli, because Kohli, at least in the white ball format, ठीक करा दिया अपने आप को, and he's back in form. But in Test cricket, yeah, like, if Jadeja can do it, why not the other batters? I understand that. I don't have a 100% guaranteed answer why this is happening, but it's happening. Rahul के साथ open करेंगे भी आसान कोई नहीं है. उस रन भी तो वो रन भी बनाने पड़ते हैं. हाँ, मतलब आप बोल रहे हैं रोहित शर्मा को चैलेंज रहता है केएल राहुल के साथ ओपनिंग करने. तो बंदा इज गोइंग थ्रू अ बैड फेज. 1 साल हो गया, लेकिन आ जाएगा. लाइक, अगर नहीं आया तो ड्रॉप हो जाएगा. तो आप लोग टेंशन मत लो. आई होप दैट ही कम्स गुड. केएल राहुल, जस्ट पर्सनली, आई लाइक व्हेन ही इज इन फुल फ्लो. आई एंजॉय वाचिंग हिम बैट, बट इफ ही डजंट देन ही विल गेट ड्रॉप्ड. शुभमन गिल पानी लेके आ रहा था, अच्छा नहीं दिखा. देखो, this is part of the game. Shubman Gill abhi bahut young hai. He is going to be India's future. He will be the mainstay in the Indian team. He might have to carry the mantle that Virat Kohli has been carrying in the last 10-15 years, and he'll have plenty of opportunities. Don't worry about Shubman Gill. He's still very young. 23 का है लड़का, बहुत सालों खेलने वाला है. And it's good that he's being able to share the dressing room, right? Like, and even from the outside, he can learn a lot. He can understand, like, watching Rohit Sharma there. Imagine coming to the dressing room, then talking to him, asking questions. How was the pitch playing and everything like that. He can learn, and जब उसकी बारी आएगी वो खेलेगा भाई, टेंशन मत लो. क्या लगता है पाकिस्तान ऑस्ट्रेलिया को पिच देता हो जीत सकता था पाकिस्तान? देखो, द थिंग इज, पाकिस्तान में वैसे स्पिनर नहीं है जैसा इंडिया में. मेरा ये थिंकिंग है, बट हाँ, आई थिंक चांस तो बनता था. वो फ्लैट पे आप, लाइक, यू प्लेइंग इनटू द हैंड्स ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया एंड इंग्लैंड. आप फ्लैट नहीं देना कभी इन लोगों को. वेदर इट वुड बी अ मोर गैम्बल. देयर माइट बी अ गेम दैट पाकिस्तान लूज फॉर श्योर, बट आई थिंक देयर हैव बेटर चांसेस ऑफ बीटिंग ऑस्ट्रेलिया एंड England on rank turners. And the simple example is Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka ko dekho, Sri Lanka's team is not like way ahead or anything like that, right? They're a struggling team right now, but they beat Australia. Yeah, they eventually lost. They lost the first game, I think, but they came back in that second test match, and they won a match. So you can win matches against these teams on rank turners. and they have to pack their spinners. Whether they win the series, again, I'm not sure, because they don't have Ashwin or Jadeja, but they do have spinners. Yasir Shah will come cause problems. Noman will cause problems. They have people who can come and cause issues. Abrar Ahmad, उन्हें तो खा लेता भाई rank turner पे. So I feel that yeah, they should have made rank turners. At least it gives you a better chance to win. उन लोग क्या करे, safe play करे पाकिस्तान. They they first wanted to take a loss out of the equation, aim for a draw, and then try to build for a victory. वहाँ पे भाई 15 ओवर लेफ्ट या 10 ओवर लेफ्ट थे, बाबर भाई बोल रहे हैं कि डिक्लेयर करना है मेरे को, because I want a shot at getting them all out. ऐसा तो थोड़ी होता है भाई. Even against New Zealand, वो न्यूजीलैंड का ही मैच था, तो against them I think you have to take that risk. You might lose the game. Even India have lost games at home. They lost against England, they've lost against Australia at home, but you have better chances of winning the series throughout, because you'll back your spinners, and it becomes mentally exhausting for these foreign teams to continue to play on these kind of pitches. It becomes very difficult. Whereas flat pitches, you're giving their batters that opportunity to stay in, and that's where the bowlers are fresh. Like Cummins and these guys are chilling. Yampe 170 all out, Cummins is bowling on the first day. He doesn't have time to think as much. So I think that you should have he deserves to be in playing 11, and he will be in the playing 11. Don't worry. Shubman Gill will make his way back. He was in the playing 11. He got injured, unfortunately. Also, he had a poor series, I think, against England at home. But more than that, he got injured. That's why he was away from the squad. That's when KL Rahul scored 100 in South Africa, scored 100 in England, and that's why he cemented his place. But look, there's going to be a time that where they'll if KL Rahul, this will probably be the series. If he doesn't perform, then he will get dropped, and I'm not going to be surprised if he gets dropped in between as well. But back him while he's there. You have to back him. That's all I'm saying. Just back him. If he disappoints you, fair enough. Shubman Gill will come in. I think that's the way, because now there is proper competition for KL Rahul. There's a guy breathing down his neck. He knows that. He knows कि भाई ऐसा होने वाला है, and I have to give it my best. You could see after he got dismissed yesterday that I missed out. Like, damn, I screwed up, and regret है उसके face पे, and he knows pressure भाई उस पे ही है, KL Rahul पे ही है, सबको मालूम है. And Chirag bhai, there's 1,000 millions of people on Twitter who are targeting KL Rahul and criticizing him, and fair enough. So he knows that. He's not stupid. He knows the pressure is on him, and he has to work on it. And let's see, if not, then एक ready-made replacement तो तैयार है उसके लिए, पहले नहीं था. तो उस हिसाब से just while he's there, don't worry, try to back him and see how it goes. Yeah, guys, any more comments, questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll take your leave and I will join you hopefully tomorrow or in the night today, maybe tomorrow. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that T20 World Cup. I think the Sunrisers final is tomorrow as well. Orange Army, waiting for that as well. Thank you so much for joining. All the comments, questions, really appreciate it. We will catch you tomorrow. My prediction, like I said, I think India will hit another 40-50 runs, and then Australia will be 130 for 7 or 8 at the end of the day. That's just my prediction. Let me know your predictions in the comments, and I will catch you tomorrow. Take care, guys. Have a good rest of the evening. Enjoy your weekend and enjoy the cricket as well. Take care, guys.